Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to my live stream. I hope that you guys are having a good Friday evening. I sat in traffic for about an hour today, but every rotation of the tires got me closer and closer to home, so I was okay with that. So it is good to see you guys. We are going to hopefully have another fun chat tonight. I have a big box to my right that says, "Please be gentle. Thank you." It's a little cryptic, it's a little creepy, but there's some good stuff inside there, and we're going to open that up in just a moment. And then we are also going to announce a contest. This is the first time that I've ever done a contest, and I hope that it's going to be cool, right? I'm going to do this thing as a way of giving back to the community, and I hope that you guys enjoy it, and we'll talk about that probably second in the agenda tonight. I've been giving some thought to this one for quite some time, and I wanted to wait until I surpassed the 1,000 subscriber mark, which we did about 2 weeks ago, to roll this contest out. And now that we've done that, I wanted to go ahead and unveil this thing. So a couple of things. I'll get caught up with the chat here in just a second as more people come in. I spoke to Matt, aka Thanatos, earlier, and he confirmed that he actually received the project that I announced a few days ago, which is I sent out to him two blank cover variants for him to sign and then to send on to the next YouTuber. And then we're going to kind of keep this thing moving around the country. It's probably up to about maybe 20 people or so that have volunteered to be part of this project. So I'm super excited about that. It's going to spend a lot of time here on the West Coast because there's a lot of guys down in California, Southern California, and some guys in Nevada. Well, I should say people in Nevada that want to be part of the project. But the good news is that Matt actually received the package earlier today, and it actually looks to be in great shape. Even though I did not write on it, "Please be gentle," it looks like the United States Postal Service was indeed gentle with that package. So he has it. I think he's going to do an unboxing probably tomorrow and talk about it on his channel. He's going to sign it, and then he's going to ship it off. I think it is going next to Comics with Bueller. He is the next recipient of this thing. So super excited to actually see this thing starting to move forward. And thanks to everyone that has agreed to be part of this cool project. So White Whale Comics, he is saying, "Nice, it has begun." Yes, indeed, brother, it has begun. TJ Watson, it is good to see you. There will hopefully be plenty of room on that White Whale Comics for you to do a sketch. I actually got a message today from somebody earlier today. Let me see if I can find it here. Somebody sent me a message, and the message was along the lines of, there's a book that you might want to, oh, here it is. It says, "There is a DC book you might want to buy this week. Wait, hear me out. DC released a blank Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And by blank, I mean blank. No cover, apart from the logo. All interior pages are blank as well. Might be an ideal book for your project." So one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is, after we do this first project, actually sending out another book to YouTubers and non-YouTubers, right? To open it up to more people to be a part of this thing. And so I actually sent some messages out to my local comic shops to say, "Hey, if you have this book, hold it for me because I want a copy or two." So I've already done that, and maybe if this first project is successful, we'll do this thing again and we'll open it up to non-YouTubers as well. So say a couple of quick hellos here to White Whale Comics. We already spoke to him. TJ Watson, good to see you. G Murray, good to see you. Tracy, welcome to the chat. JD, it is good to see you. JD was just messaging me on Instagram. It is always good to see him. Rush Die Hard, it's good to see you, brother, as always. Who else is in here? My chat is acting up just a little bit. Tony Sanders is here. It's good to see you. Comic Books NYC. is in the house. John's Comics with Kids. John, if I can do it, brother, I am going to join you and your wonderful daughters for Saturday morning comics. So he is doing something really cool tomorrow. So if you guys can join him, check out John's Comics with Kids. I'm gonna tell you, his girls are awesome. His girls are awesome, and it's a fun show, fun channel. So if you get a chance, check him out. All right, so a couple of cool people here. So very good. All right, so a lot of people have been talking about my walls in this room and the fact that they are somewhat empty, right? People always saying add another row back here, and there's a reason why, because my kids are tall and they would snatch it off the wall. But there is a wall next to me that I've actually been holding off doing anything with. I have a whiteboard up here that I actually use to track ideas for videos that I want to create. I track when I release videos so I can kind of keep track of everything instead of doing it in my head or doing it on paper. But I had a plan for this particular wall and possibly for part of the one to my right as well. And the plan was that I wanted to put some original art up. And original art, as you guys know, is like crazy expensive, right? I have one piece of original art right now from Billy Tan from, I think it's Uncanny X-Men 471, page 11 or something like that. I bought it back in the day and really haven't bought any professional artwork since. But what I thought about was, let's buy some original art, but let's buy some non-professional art, right? Let's support the community and support those folks out there that have some talent for drawing. Because I have zero. I have zero talent for drawing. But there are a lot of guys and gals out there that are super talented that can put pen to paper and do some amazing artwork. And so I've actually been in touch with 3 different artists, 2 guys and 1 woman, who I've spoken with and are actually doing sketches for me. One of those sketches is right here. And so I'm actually going to unbox that so that you guys can check it out. But it's just one of those things that I thought was really cool. And I want to shout out Bubs Comics. Bubs is actually the reason that I was turned on to this first guy, who is Super Deluxe. I was turned on to Super Deluxe because he actually did a sketch for Bubs Comics. And I saw the sketch. I was like, that's really cool. So I clicked on the guy's profile on Instagram, went over, took a look at his work, sent him a message and was like, yo, how good is your Spider-Man? And he confirmed that his Spider-Man was pretty good. He was open to like the project, and we kind of talked through some options about what it could look like and how it could function. And he went ahead and put it together. And I think from what I saw, it is pretty sweet. So he packaged this thing really well. It looked like he framed it. Wow. He actually framed it. That's awesome. I did not expect that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, so let me try to get this thing undone here. But I went back and forth with the guy, Super Deluxe, several times. He's, kind of confirming, what I wanted and how much direction I wanted to give. And, I'm not a big fan of giving a lot of direction to creative types. I like creative types to be creative. And sometimes when a less creative person gives direction to a creative person, it kind of curtails their creativity, and I don't want to do that. I wanted to allow these guys to just be as creative as they can possibly be. So he put this together for me, and I saw it in a photo, and the photo does not do it justice. It doesn't do it justice. This is really cool. So hopefully you guys will be able to see this. It is pencil work. I'm getting a little pixelation on my side, so I'm not sure what you guys are able to see. But it is a sketch of Spider-Man here with his spider sense tingling, which I think is really cool. And it's all done in pencil, and you can kind of see the outline around Spidey is a little richer than some of the other line work. But it is pretty detailed. It is pretty slick. Look at that. I mean, that Spider-Man is awesome. You know, this Spider-Man is really, really cool. This guy is really talented. He signed it down here at the bottom. No clue what that says. I think his name is actually Chris, but I'm not sure what his last name is. But he signed it on 9/30/18. So this thing is really cool, man. John's Comics with Kids says, that's really great drawing. Love the style, Bagley-esque. And you guys know I am a Mark Bagley fan. So that's part of the reason why I'm really impressed by this guy's artwork. Super talented guy. I think the guy's only really done a handful of sketches. But he did a really good job on the Spider-Man. So this is cool. This is cool. I'm excited to have this. And he also put it on this, like I said, he framed it for me, which I did not expect. I was actually expecting just a loose piece of paper, because when Billy Tan sent me my artwork, it was basically a page and like a large envelope. That was basically it. So this guy framed it up for me, which is really cool. And I think he was like a delayed, like a day or something like that with sending it out to me, which wasn't really a big deal to me. But I think he felt bad, so he actually put something extra in here for me. So I'm going to open this up and see what that is. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Some people have some amazing talent. You know, look at this. This thing is awesome. That is really, really cool. That's cool. The spider web is white, and it's Spidey is kind of outlined in the same little white. I don't even know what that is. That's really cool. This guy's talented. I wish I had that talent. So definitely something that I'll try to get framed or something like that. But this is really cool stuff. He threw this in for me just because he was a day or so late with getting the other package out to me. So definitely some cool stuff. And like I said, I have two other artists that I'm working with. One guy, one girl that I've reached out to, that I've done sketches. The girl has actually finished her sketch, and I think she's going to be dropping it in the mail for me. And as soon as it comes, I'll do a similar kind of unboxing. But if you guys are interested in this guy, White Whale Comics is saying a colored pencil maybe. Brother, you got me. You got me, because you know better than I know what that is. And I'll actually recap at the end for those that are just joining now. I'll do a little recap as always, and we'll look back at those two sketches. But the guy's name, if anyone's interested in checking him out, he's on Instagram. I don't think he's on YouTube, but he is on Instagram, and it's Super Deluxe, and that's SuperDeluxe. Super Deluxe. So check him out if you are interested in picking up a sketch and stuff like that. And again, we'll show that stuff again in just a couple of moments. So John's Comics with Kids is asking the question around how I found them. So this particular artist, I try to spend time watching other YouTubers and trying to see what they put out there. But I also I'm a big fan of Instagram. So when it comes to fitness, I do a lot more fitness stuff on Instagram, or at least I did. So I spent a lot of time on Instagram looking at different people's pages. And Bub's Comics, I want to say, was on his YouTube channel. I want to say, possibly even Instagram. I can't remember. He talked about a piece of artwork that he had just received from this guy. This guy did a Wolverine sketch for him. It was solid. It was I think it was a front and back cover, I think, that the guy had done. And I was like, I'm gonna look this guy up, because I like Wolverine, and it was a good Wolverine sketch. So I looked the guy up on Instagram, started looking through his page and seeing, you know, piece after piece after piece, you know, showing some really awesome artwork. So I don't hesitate. I sent the guy a message and was like, hey, can we talk, you know, about a commission? What does it look like in terms of cost? Blah, 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 blah. And we ended up striking a deal relatively quickly. He just seemed like an awesome guy that was interested in doing some fun work. This is actually the sketch right here. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. This is the one that he actually did for Bubs that I saw, that I thought was really cool. And this is the back side of the sketch. So he basically did the front and back. Hulk Nuts, good to see you. So yeah, I basically checked the guy's workout and, you know, struck up a conversation with him, and we were able to make a deal. And basically what I did is I realized that just like YouTube, these artists follow other artists. So I was reading some comments and saw another artist comments on his work. I followed that guy who led me to another guy who led me to another guy. And as I went through, I identified, like I said, a total of 3 artists that I thought were really cool that I reached out to. And so we were able to make some magic. And so I did like the 3 deals pretty much in like 2 days or something like that. The other sketches I think are going to be really cool too. So I'm excited to get them. I think with one of them, this was all pencil. And then I think the other 2 are both color. So that should be really cool. I think one, they might be both Spider-Man. The other 2 might be all Spider-Man, knowing me. So RB3, no, brother, I do not have the OA bug. No, sir. Well, maybe I do, but it is the amateur OA bug, not the professional OA bug. So, yeah, so. All right, so I'll recap that in just a moment for those that are just joining that did not get a chance to actually see, to get a chance to see that. And yeah, if someone asks price, if you want to know price, just send me a message on Instagram or something like that. We can talk about it. I'm not a big fan of talking about price. That's just not my thing. But I will definitely, if you ask me privately a direct question, I will absolutely answer your question. All right, so let's get to item number 2. Item number 2 is my contest announcement, right? This is the first time that I've ever done a contest. My goal was to wait until I reached 1,000 subs to do this for several different reasons, right? But we actually reached 1,000 subs a couple of weeks sooner than I thought. And so I had to delay announcing it until I could organize my thoughts just a little bit more. So I'm going to run through this and then I'll pause, look at the chat, and then answer any questions that you guys have. So today is October 5th. And I'm looking to run the contest until October 29th. I'm actually going to be out of town towards the end of October. So I want to do it on October 29th when I return from being out of town. And what I want to do is to have everyone that wants to participate basically record a video, right? I'm a YouTuber. I want to create some content and it will hopefully all make sense why. So I want people to record a video. And in this video, what I want them to do is to answer one question. Why do you collect? And the answer doesn't really matter, right? Everyone is motivated to get involved with this hobby for their own reasons. And it doesn't really matter what those reasons are because those are your reasons why. But my hope is that by sharing these stories around why you collect as an individual, that story will speak to someone else out there that may be watching it, that may prompt that person to start collecting their own or to do a video to talk about why they collect, right? The whole idea is to foster this sense of community that we all talk about. And one of the ways to do that is to talk about why you are part of this community, why you collect. And it doesn't matter whether you collect statues or Marvel or DC or Silver Age or moderns, whether you do it for speculation and profit, whether you do it just for the love of it. And I can't tell you how many guys I've spoken with that say, I started collecting because if I was good in the grocery store, my mom would buy me a comic or 2 at the checkout, right? If that's why you started collecting, so be it. That's why you started collecting, you know? And so the idea is I just want you to record a video and to basically just answer one question. Why do you collect? And whatever that answer is, that video will speak to someone and will hopefully motivate someone to start collecting, to start creating content, and to continue adding to this community that we all talk about, you know? So that's the idea. And so what I want you guys to do when you record that video is to do a couple of things. You know, insert my name in the title and or in the description to help me to find it when I do a search. The other thing is once you record it and upload it to YouTube, I want you to come back to this video and actually post it in the comments. That way, again, it's just another way for me to be able to track the video that you are creating and to make sure that everyone gets included in the contest. And so the prizes. So as we just talked about, I don't really talk about money, but what I've decided is that the prize is going to be money. And the reason for that is when I do trivia night, which I think people really enjoy, trivia night, unfortunately, isn't something that I've expanded outside the United States because of shipping costs and all that kind of stuff and the likelihood for books getting damaged. I don't want to do that. But what I am going to do for this contest is give away cash money. And we're going to start off with a certain dollar amount, and depending upon how things go, we may add things to it. And it might be at that point extra money, or it could be prizes, or it could be a combination. I don't know. But what we're going to do is 4 prizes. First place gets $100 sent to them via PayPal. Second prize, $75. Third prize, $50. And the fourth prize, $25, all sent out via eBay. So I'm sorry, PayPal. So the idea is that on the 29th, I will do a drawing, and I have to figure out how to do that random drawing app thing that everyone does. I have to figure that out. But what we're going to do is to basically award cash to the top 4 people in that. And first place again is $100, second place $75, third place $50, and fourth place is $25. So that is essentially the gist of the contest. So let me take the look over here to see if there are any questions, comments, or thoughts that people have. So what Whitewell says, I think Whitewell likes the contest. Tony Sanders is talking about 2-time winner. Maybe that's about trivia night. JD is saying straight cash money, honey. Yes, sir. I collect, so Reggie watches my videos. RB3, you're a nut. Steve Waterman, good to see you, brother. Tracy, no, you do not get to pick any books off of my wall. No, but I will send you money if you win this contest. So submissions start immediately, right? The Comic Book NYC is asking when it all starts. So the contest starts today, right? I'm making the announcement today. So if you're seeing this now and want to turn around and record a video and post it up, cool, more power to you. But the contest will end on the 29th. So what I'll be doing on the 29th is basically running through the comments attached to this video to see who is all entered, to make sure that, you know, I have everyone included, and then I'm going to do the drawing. And what I'll be doing hopefully is like maybe weekly, bi-weekly, I don't want to make it too stressful for myself, updates on like who's all in the contest and stuff like that. But on the 29th, we're going to shut it down, and then I'll run through who's all in the contest at that point. So Pink Floyd Money song in the background. Rush Die Hard, you are a nut. No, Tracy doesn't want money. Tracy wants those books off my wall, and that's not going to happen. Yeah, so Tony Sanders, we may have to figure out how to do this random.org thing, because I don't understand it. So I've never actually looked into it, so I'm going to have to do that. So John's Comics with Kids, the funny thing, brother, is that I actually watched that unboxing for RB3 stuff. I think I saw it up to the point where you actually started to unbox it. I need to go back and finish it. But like you, I've entered a ton of these contests. I've won a couple. I won RB3's contest. I think I won Bueller's contest. C. Woodard's contest I recently won. I'm actually waiting for that to come. And I want to say I maybe won one other, but that's not my motivation, right? My motivation is to kind of like the purpose of this contest is to give back to the community, right? In some way, shape, or form. And sometimes doing a video to help another guy get a submission or to get views is a way to give back, right? Hoping that person, you know, achieves whatever goal that they set. And if I win something, cool. If I don't, you know what? I still have fun doing the video. So that's kind of how I look at this stuff. So Travis is bouncing back and forth between the Comics Corps and myself. No problem, brother. I definitely get it. I actually didn't know they were actually on. So White Will Comics is basically saying that if he wins, he is going to make a donation. Brother, I actually respect that. RB3, if you win, bro, well, the contest won't be over by the 29th. You're coming here on the 13th, so there won't be any winnings to give you at that point. You guys are hilarious. So hopefully you guys do the contest. I mean, I think it should be fun. And I actually had this idea like weeks ago, kind of as I was talking about, but I didn't want to roll it out until I reached a certain point. But what's interesting is that over the last couple of like 2 weeks or so, I've actually seen people make videos where they kind of talk about some of this stuff, which I think is really cool, right? Unfortunately, none of those videos count, right? You have to do another video and all that good stuff. But I think it's really cool that sometimes what happens is people are on the same wavelength for whatever reason, right? Like I was doing my unboxing today, and I think it was Comic Tom was actually doing an appreciation video, an artist appreciation video just yesterday. So stuff happens where there's, you know, overlap of ideas, and I think it's perfectly fine, right? Great minds think alike. So that's kind of how I look at some of that stuff, you know? G says that if he won, the money is going towards his daughter's pop collection. Brother, however you choose to use your winnings is on you, you know? But again, I thought this was a pretty cool idea. Hopefully everybody likes it. So let's do a quick recap. And then I am going to, as I almost always do, go to the gym and spend some time with my wife. So those are the things that I'm going to be doing. So John's Comics with Kids says it would be fun to see the books people buy with their winnings. It could be. It could be. I mean, you know, if you think about it, the one thing that we are doing with this whole this book that's going around to the YouTube community is basically some of that, right? And I'll tell you, I'm actually working on a fun project with another YouTuber. It's really his idea that he brought to me. I think it's a great idea. We kind of batted it around, but it's going to be cool. I think everybody out there, by and large, is trying to come up with these really good ideas to be different, to set themselves apart, and to offer something new. And hopefully we'll be able to roll this new idea out to you guys soon, because I think it's kind of cool. So real quick, we'll show this stuff. I wanted to, on my walls here, do some artwork. And I wanted to put some things up, and I decided what I wanted to do was to do some original art. And professional original art is like crazy expensive. So what I ended up doing is reaching out to some amateur artists on Instagram, asking them to do some sketches for me. And of course I paid for the sketches, but I thought it was a really cool way to kind of support you know, people that have talent that I don't necessarily have. And so the one guy that I reached out to first was a guy by the name of Super Deluxe on Instagram, and he sent me a couple of really cool sketches of Spider-Man. This one is the first one, which I think is just, it's really well done, right? Spidey's in I guess he's in run mode there. You got some nice quad separation in that front leg there. Nice demonstration of some flexibility, balancing on one foot while shooting some webbing out ahead of him. So I think that's really cool. Just really, really gorgeous artwork there. But then a big piece is this one right here. He put together this really, really cool sketch for me and actually put it in a frame, which I think is awesome of him. I actually did not expect that, but I think that this is really well done. It's Spider-Man. The only thing I really asked him for was original costume and to see some spider sense, because I think the spider sense is really cool. I recently picked up the book where Spider-Man first, you know, had his tingle of a spider sense, so I thought it would be kind of cool to see that represented here. So very cool sketch, and as I think it was John's Comics with Kids pointed out, that it's a very Mark Bagley-esque kind of sketch. So I think this is cool. And again, if you guys are interested in hooking up with this guy, it is Super Deluxe with 3 E's on the end of Deluxe on Instagram. So check him out. And then we will do also, nice, can I draw a stick figure? All right, so here, let me show that. White Wolf Comics, they were blocking your comment there, so I just opened it up so that could actually be shown so you guys could talk about that. And I'm going to unblock yours, Comic Book NYC. It's crazy how they block certain comments, so I'll unblock those so you guys can actually see it. RB3 says, find that Jim Lee price. I am not messing with Jim Lee, brother, because that stuff is expensive. Yeah, the John's Comics with Kids is saying about the spider sense, it's a nice touch. I thought so. I have a sketch that someone's working on for me that also has a spider sense. Wait till you see that one, because I have a feeling it's going to be really, really cool, because this person has some awesome talent. So Comic Book NYC is basically saying it's strange because he could actually see the comment. Yeah, I think you guys saw it because you were responding to one another, but it had a message here where it says show or hide for me, and I had to select which one I wanted to go. So hopefully you guys can make some magic there. All right, there was a comment here that I wanted to read and I can't find it now. Oh man. Yeah, White Whale Comics is actually going to do a contest as well, and I think he should absolutely still do that contest. Where you decide to put it, brother, is completely on you. You know how I feel about it because we already talked about it. So again, we'll do a recap of the contest for you guys as well. I am announcing a cash contest, and the contest will basically run from today, October 5th, to October 29th. And basically, to enter the contest, all you have to do is to record a video and answer one question. Why do you collect? And at the end of the day, the answer matters not, as long as the answer is meaningful to you, right? Because people collect for lots of different reasons. Well, why they got started collecting or why they continue to collect. There are many different reasons. A lot of guys collect Golden Age because that's what speaks to them. Golden Age horror, DS Comics, that's his thing. For me, it is Marvel and it is superheroes. That's why, that's what I collect. But I collect because I enjoy the artwork and I enjoy the stories. And it started back in the day for me and continues to this day. Some people collect because of the financial incentives associated with comics. And if that's why you do it, so be it. That's your rationale. But as part of this thing, basically you record a video talking about why you collect. You insert my name into the title and or into the description to make it easier for me to find it. You also come back to this particular video and insert a link to your video in the comments of this video also, so that I can find it. On the 29th, I'll run through, I'll tabulate up who's all in the contest, and my hope is that there are a healthy number of you that participate. We'll do the random.org thing or whatever it is. We will select 4 winners, and the winners will receive cash. First place $100, second place $75, third place $75, and I'm sorry, I did that wrong. $100 for first place, second place 75, third place is 50, and fourth place is 25. All funds will be sent via PayPal, hopefully on the 29th. As soon as I do the drawing, I'll try to get those funds out to you. What I will do, well, it may be a little delayed. We'll have to figure it out whether I go live and I do it. If so, we'll just do what we do for trivia night, which is you send me an email to RegieCollects@gmail. Once I have your email that is associated with your PayPal, I will send the funds back out to you. So that'll be my goal, is to try to go live on that day to do the announcement, to make it easy for me to facilitate getting the cash to the 4 winners. So let me look over here, and RB3 says, can I win all the cash? Brother, you already have all the cash, all right? Steve Rogers. Dude, I feel good every time I see the name Steve Rogers. I really do. There is something about having Captain America like show up and hang out for a little while. It just makes me feel comfortable, White Whale Comics is over there doing some deals, man. If you guys don't know, White Whale Comics is a super talented dude. He did a comic book back in the day, and it was called Missing Pieces. I've read the first issue, still have the other issues sitting over here to my right that I haven't gotten to yet, but I hope to be able to read soon. But a super, super talented guy, fun writer. This is the second book. Yeah, this is number 2. That's number 3. He's also a talented artist as well. So if you haven't checked him out, I highly encourage you to check him out. And part of the reason why I mentioned that is because as part of this community project that I'm working on, where I'm sending these blank sketches out, he has already volunteered to do a cool sketch on the books for me. So I'm super pumped to get those in his hands. The problem is that the 2 sketchbooks are starting here on the West Coast, and he is on the East Coast, and he is way at the bottom of the list. So, brother, my hope is that there is still space on this thing for you. RB3, I know that you're here, brother. So you have a message from, I think it's Comic Crypto Stock. Comic Crypto Stock asks you to bring the books over to the pizzeria so that he can sign the books, and he is also going to reach out to Pop Comics, I think that's her name, to come over and sign it. So hopefully RB3, you can make some magic there. He's been reaching out to me saying that I guess you've been to his pizzeria before, so I'm guessing you know all the details about how to make that happen. So if not, shoot me a message and we can talk through the logistics of it all. All right, so guys, with that, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I appreciate you guys spending a little bit of your evening with me, hanging out for a little bit. I look forward to seeing all the contest entries that people do, at least fingers crossed that people choose to participate in this project. But as always, if you guys need me, don't hesitate to reach out to me on Instagram at RegieCollects, and you always can post a comment here and you know that I'll respond. But also, thanks in advance for any thumbs up that you leave on this video. They are greatly appreciated. Take care. How cool is that?